Oh, of course, as I go live, the little red button flashes up for poor connection. Lovely. What's new? What's different? Of course. What's up, guys? We are doing it a little bit different this evening tonight, folks. Tom got held up at work. This has happened before, right? You guys have definitely been here before when this has happened. But he said to just go ahead. We'll start the stream. You should be here shortly. It shouldn't be too long. But yeah, we're gonna just go on and do this anyway because we'll probably be here for a while. I mean, last time we streamed till like 11, right? So and we got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. Danny Josh goes, why? Yes, I'm so sorry for all the Tom fans. I apologize. He'll be here soon. Hopefully, we'll see. I want to. I should screenshot that for him to see it. Richard Rogers, what is up? Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Catherine, it's been a while, but I hope both you and Tom are doing extremely wonderful, and I can't wait to watch the finale. I know! Guys, I literally cannot believe that it's already the finale. It's already, like, over after tonight, guys. Or tomorrow, depending on whenever you are going to be able to watch it, but I can't believe it. Honestly, I was formerly so opposed to a second season. You guys know I was like, I don't want a season 2 if there wasn't going to originally be a season 2. Like, don't do that to me. If it's not going to be a continuous story, or if it's going to feel like thrown together and, you know, like a spur of the moment thing. But I don't know, now that it's all coming to an end, and I'm seeing all over online, like, Ewan McGregor keeps saying, like, he had so much fun doing this project and he would come back again. Like, I kind of wouldn't be opposed. Like, if they announced tomorrow, like, after the finale. Again, it depends. I have been saying as well, it depends on how the finale goes down tonight. We'll test the waters when we get there, but depending on how the finale ends, I might not be that disappointed if they drop the news tomorrow that there's gonna be a season 2. I don't know. I don't know. James, what's up? Darth Vader himself. Shout out to all the early gang who is here. We got Josh, Sean, Simply, who is literally the sweetest. She was hyping up everyone in the chat. Average was here. Aden, Charlie, of course. Early gang. And apologies, guys, I kind of like delayed the stream till like 8:15 because I was running a bit late. Obviously, Tom is running a bit late, but then I was like, okay, I'm ready, so let's go live. How have you been, Kat? What have you been up to? Well, not too much, honestly. It's kind of been a nice period of downtime, aside from rewatching Kenobi over and over again. It's literally all that we watch these days, so I'm curious to see what this runtime is going to be tonight, guys. I can't even think about it. I'm too excited. As soon as it's going to happen, I'm going to just like throw up. I really hope they announce a second season from Darth Vader. Yeah, I'm curious how everyone feels now that it's kind of like almost over. Is that you? Okay, thank God. Tom's here, guys. Phew, I heard the door opening and I was like, ooh, I got really scared. Yay! Wow, it wasn't even that late at all. Perfect. Your dinner's in the microwave. Sorry, everybody. I got really scared for a second. I just heard the door twisting open and you and Hayden have aged like fine wine. I agree. Nathan Emmert, what's up? Good to have you here, my friend. You can always rewatch it over and over again, Kat. I know. But I don't know. I feel like we're just kind of getting into the good meat of Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship. Who knows? Maybe, like I said, finale's happening tonight. This could be, again, trying not to get my hopes up because I feel like it's going to not be the case, but the rumors are swirling that this finale could be over an hour. And if it is, like, we could have so much juicy Kenobi and Vader material. that we're going to be looking at. And so that might be sufficient. Like, depending on how the finale goes down, that might happen. And I might feel like that was the perfect ending. Please don't do a season 2. In the event that I don't feel that way, like, I feel like we've just now scratched the surface of, like, good, meaty, the flashbacks and the relationship and the ways each of them are still tormented by their past. Both Kenobi and Anakin, like, I wouldn't be opposed to a second season. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Standalone mall series? Y'all know I would take it. Where are we at? Jerry, what's up? Simply is awesome. I concur. I agree. Nice timing, Tom. I know, except you didn't have to scare me in the process. Oh, Kit Fisto, you're so funny. No, I feel bad. So first off, thank you guys also. Sidebar, a little off topic. But thank you guys so much for, I posted that my latest video, which was my reaction to Howard Stern reacting to the first Kenobi trailer. I originally posted that to members only, just to like test the waters and see how everyone felt. And I was real hesitant to actually post it to like main for everyone in like the world to see. I was like, I don't really know. I was this close to really like backing out and like not posting it, but I did, thanks to like, you know, the good feedback that I got from the members who were like, good for you, you should share this. So thank you guys so much for, so many of you had my back on that one and I really appreciated it. But at the same time, I hope it didn't come across like I filmed that video looking for like backup or looking for, pity or like, sympathy. I don't know. And I also didn't post it at all with the intent of like bashing on Howard Stern in any way, shape, or form. He is extremely successful. So I hope neither of those came across like I was trying to post it to get support from you guys or to get everyone to team up against Howard Stern. But thank you guys so much for the wonderful comments, some hysterical comments on that video. I really appreciate it. And again, I didn't post it like at all with any sort of like, oh, I'm offended by this, or like, let's all like gang up on Howard and show him who's boss in the nerd kingdom. Like, I definitely was like so not like offended really by what they were saying, and I just wanted to kind of post it for kicks and giggles. But thank you guys for having my back. Yeah, backing me up on that one. I appreciate it. Yo, Joshua, been a member for 10 months. Let's go. I don't really want a season 2, but if we got a spin-off with a young Leia or something else, that would be great. Yeah, I am. I do feel like this show has done a really good job of setting up some amazing spin-off potential. Like, I would love to see more of like the path showing Jedi and introducing new characters. Like, Tala was a freaking amazing new character. I can't even talk about it. She was amazing. And I would love to see a series of like her and Roken working together, interacting with Jedi. Like, I just kind of, I feel like there's good potential to explore some of the new characters that they introduced in this show. But yeah, that's a good point. There's definitely a lot of good potential spin-off. Good potential spin-off series. What's the plural of series? I don't know. It's a lot of S's. She was like, intruder alert. Yeah. When Tom came in, I was definitely on edge. Nathan says, I wish that they had 2 seasons planned the whole time, because then it would all end with a big fight. But the big fight is coming tonight, most likely. That's a good point, Nathan. It's a good point. Maybe they don't necessarily have to have their paths cross in the second season, but you are right. If that had been the intention from the start, then it could have ended in this like huge penultimate, like 2 seasons worth of cultivating this huge confrontation. Could have had a really nice payoff. Patrick Kelly says, I'm finally awake for these. Well, yeah, I feel bad. We started super late last time. It was like 9:30 Pacific when we started. Oh, I'm so behind. Okay, so we have shout out to Josh, who's a member for 10 months. Shout out to Aden as well, member for 10 months. Stern isn't what he used to be, but I think it's always fun to laugh at yourself. I've always believed you can't take yourself too seriously, and props to your mom again. Agreed 100%. And especially if you're going to be on YouTube and like filming yourself constantly, like you have to have yourself grounded a little bit. So I agree completely, and congrats Aden on 10 months. Let's go. Darth Vader, thank you so much. How are you tonight, Cat? I'm freaking stoked, guys. I'm excited and nervous, excited and scared. I really just, I think I'm most nervous to like see the what's it called? The runtime. Also salty because Tom and I saw all those rumors that they were going to be premiering this like in theaters up in Canada, and maybe they still are. Canadians, let us know if that was real or if that was just total like clickbait, like not real at all, not valid information. But we had really hoped that that would be like the case here in the United States, that they would just announce a theatrical release. I guess that was really wishful thinking. Nic Gundy, thank you so much. Tell Tom his predictions were right so far. Yeah, literally like majority of everything that Tom said has come true. So I want to hear what he thinks is gonna go down tonight. Yeah, let's see. I'm behind. I missed. We're gonna do a speed round. Hey Vader, cannot wait to see you tonight, says Alice. That's funny. I don't even know who Howard is, but I'm sure it was for a laugh. But go, Mommy Barbs. I know, she is truly clutch. Maybe I'll have to have her on the channel one day so you guys can meet her. If she doesn't want to remain anonymous, that is. But, Minetti Man, what's up? Brand new here, everyone. Great content I'm seeing. Thank you. You left such wonderful and really nice comments on some of my past videos, my recent vids, and it's so nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Quinlan Voss spinoff. That's true, Darth Vegas. They did plant some seeds for potentially that. And that could be cool because he's a character that would still feel like new. Like they could still do a lot of good development like with him, but it wouldn't feel like, oh, we've already seen like so much of this character. Like this is why I'm really hyped for Andor. Like I'm definitely jonesing for like new characters. As much as I love the legacy characters, like there's so much wiggle room for Star Wars to expand. So even if there was to be like a series about the path with Roken and Tala, and we meet like new Jedi, or a Quinlan Voss series, like he's like well developed if you're a fan of like the Clone Wars and whatnot, but to, you know, people who didn't watch the animated shows or don't know who he is, he's still a really cool dynamic new character that they could totally explore. Tala made me cry. I was talking at work about the scene and started crying. Everyone looked at me like a bloody weirdo. No, literally I can't even rewatch that episode without getting so upset. During that part, it hurts. I can't believe. I'm so salty because Tom and I had literally spent Dork Discourse that night prior hyping up how much I loved her and how phenomenal of a character she was, and Disney was like, you stink, and like they're like, oh, Tala's your favorite character, we will eliminate her from the picture for you. I felt extremely targeted by that. Michael, thank you for being here. I know it's still late on the East Coast, but going to bed in a couple mins. Hashtag East Coast, so just saying hello. Thank you for popping in for just a little bit. I appreciate it. We've seen enough of Vader's Force abilities. We need to see his lightsaber skills, considering he never tried his hardest against Luke, Obi-Wan, or Reeva. I think tonight could be the night. Nic Gundy says that he's heard of just one theater in Canada that is doing these theatrical releases. Okay. Lucky for those people who live in the radius of that one theater. I'm kind of okay with Kenobi having one season. Yeah, I imagine it's a mixed bag on how many people would want a season 2 versus how many are going to be fine with just this one. Again, it all depends on what transpires tonight. What transpires tonight. Alright, I'm so behind. Tonight's going to be amazing. Whatever happens, we can all be happy that we got Annie/Vader and Obi-Wan for 6 odd hours after nearly 20 years. 100% accurate, Alice. I honestly have faith that this finale is gonna be like, I don't know, there's something in the air. There's something in the air. Will the Lego streams come back anytime soon? Yes. I have to get back into those. I have to get back into Arkham Knight, which I really don't want to do because I've definitely forgotten all of the mechanics that it took me like hours worth of time to figure out for that game. But, you know, I don't want to quit. That's the thing. I will never forgive myself if I start that and then just blatantly quit publicly. How bad does that look? Whew, I've seen the entire Star Wars Clone Wars series, but not Rebels yet. Going to check that out soon. You must check out Rebels. I always say Rebels, like, lives in an undeserved shadow. Well, no. Clone Wars casts a huge shadow. Clone Wars is amazing. Clone Wars is worth the hype. Rebels lives in the shadow undeservingly. Is that a way to phrase it? It stands on it's Rebels, I think, stands up next to Clone Wars and has some of the most amazing Star Wars content. Really great stuff. East Coast staying up squad. I know I was curious how many of you on East Coast, or I guess Central Time as well, would be staying up tonight for the finale. I'm still crying over Tala and her droid. I know. Tala dying reminded me of the bar owner getting blown up at Bubba. I said the same thing. I was like, well, what is up with Disney all of a sudden introducing these freaking amazing, super cool, kick-ass female characters and then blowing them up? Not just killing them off, both of them going out in similar fashion. What's up with that, huh? Disney, huh? Also, if you love Tala, see the actress as one of the main characters on HBO's Rome, one of the best shows ever made. I agree! Yo, I had first seen her in Game of Thrones, and she's of course phenomenal in that show. But then I watched Rome on HBO, which if you're like a historical or like period piece fan, and you really are into like Julius Caesar, like that time period in Roman history, like that show is epic. Only 2 seasons, unfortunately, but I remember seeing her in that show and I was like, oh my gosh, it's her. And she once again delivered. She's so young. That show was like a long time ago. But yeah, that's a really cool, really great performance from her as well. I've seen your episode 5 reaction multiple times and it's priceless. I'm glad it doesn't get old. We need Duel of the Fates and Battle of the Heroes to play in the final episode. I'm not getting my hopes up for that, but if it happens, y'all know I'm gonna be like bouncing off the walls. All right, Joshua, sorry, I'm so behind. It's hard. I don't have Tom here to help me divide up the chat and conquer. Thank you so much, Joshua. First of all, I agree, Kat. I think Andor is gonna be the surprise hit, and it's gonna be a great series. I agree so much, literally, and it's gonna be the same relationship that I just compared between Rebels and Clone Wars. Like, Kenobi is gonna be seen as like the Clone Wars, like this epic series. And I feel like Andor is already like living in the shadow, but it's definitely, I feel like Andor is gonna really surprise. Definitely going to surprise us. I'm not sure why you're crying so hard over Tala's death, even though her death was sad, but she didn't play that big of a role in the show. Alright, you know what? It was the manner of her death and the fact that they had built her up to be such an amazing character who sacrifices so much. She takes these huge risks for the sake of helping people. And then they add on, you know, her backstory, knowing that she was employed by the Empire and did some horrible things that she regrets. And she is now trying to, you know, make things better and right those wrongs and, you know, undo some of the sins of her past whilst working for the Empire. Like, knowing all that and how dedicated she is to the cause and how she's willing to risk everything. And then when she literally died, like, she made the ultimate sacrifice. And I'm sorry, but when somebody says, like, may the Force be with you in a super high stakes, like, Godspeed moment like that, when they're literally about to die, that's what broke me. And I feel like that was the first time we've heard anyone say, may the Force be with you in this show. So it really hit me because I've been, like, waiting to hear, you know, there's been really good discussion about the Force, but nobody has said, may the Force be with you. To my knowledge, correct me if I am wrong. So that's what really hit me. That she was going out like an absolute hero. Knowing, you know, about her past and what she was trying to undo from her past. And she didn't deserve to die. Alright, I'm so behind. Alright, we're gonna do a speed read. I love Rebels. I agree. Hot take. I like Rebels a lot more over Clone Wars. Interesting, Sal. No, there are some episodes of Rebels that are seriously, like, epic. Truly epic. I've shown Kat my Rebels Phoenix Bird tattoo. Literally, Nic Gundy has the best Star Wars tattoos. Truly legendary levels. Simply Everything says, I've recently finished Rebels in December. It was amazing. Yes, I actually truly want to rewatch it. After this show. I want to rewatch Clone Wars. I just have to rewatch everything, but especially Clone Wars. It's been a long time. The problem with Arkham Knight is that you have to use that Batmobile so dang much. Ugh, guys, literally no. That godforsaken Batmobile. Have you played Diablo Immortal? I have not. It sounds intimidating. Simply Everything is living large. I'm staying up till 2 a.m. Let's go. Let's go. You can do this. Rome was amazing. Also extremely expensive to make. Yeah, that show, the production quality is definitely there. Their sets, their costuming, the amount of extras they would have for battle scenes, beautifully done. And an amazing cast. Like, a lot of people that I, like, know from other projects, like, I feel like it was big breakout roles for, like, a lot of these actors. I would love a Star Wars game like Assassin's Creed. I agree. That could be really cool. Open world. Just give us open world Star Wars. Battle of the Heroes has to play. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my composure if it does. And, where's Tom at? He's eating dinner and then he will be here. Don't worry. He's around. I'm staying up because I hate myself and I can't miss Kenobi. I'm joking. I'm excited because I'm hosting a watch party so I get to see it with all my friends. That's freaking awesome. See? That's amazing. Yeah, if we can't go see it on the big screen, at least have your own watch party. I've got to hop out and prepare myself for the fleet. Prepare my fleet for the attack on Kenobi. See y'all later. Darth Vader, looking forward to seeing you tonight. My one thing that I want out of tonight's episode, other than Qui-Gon, of course, which has to just be a given at this point, I will absolutely lose my marbles if we see broken helmet Vader, which I know has already been done, or if he takes his helmet off to just look Kenobi, like, in the eye or something so that Kenobi can see Anakin's face. Can you imagine the emotional damage? I would die. I would not, as much as I want that, I will die. Like, I will not be able to emotionally handle that, but I need it. The more I speak it into existence, the more I just need it, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. But I just feel like if you're gonna bring back Hayden Christensen as not only Anakin Skywalker for flashbacks, but also as Darth Vader himself, I want to see him as Darth Vader, but without, like, the helmet. Like, show me that it's Anakin in there, even just for one scene, and I will be happy. Sorry. Tangent. Josh, thank you so much again. Oh, wait, I'm so behind. Okay, wait, where was I? All right. Sorry. Brian, I do remember you. I'm just literally so swamped. I will be getting back to you. I do remember you. I promise. A Star Wars Frenzy, thank you so much. I'm still holding out to see Garandon the Cubas. My fake fanness might be showing here because I might not know who that is. That is a Legends character or someone from the comics. I definitely don't know who they are. I'm so sorry. But for your sake, I hope they show up. I hope the fight is long and freaking badass. I agree. Joshua, thank you so much. Kat, I know you are busy, but when are you going to do more cooking videos or ASMR videos? They're some of my favorites. You know what's funny, Josh? I thought about doing another ASMR video recently because I was rewatching some of my older ones. And they were really bad. Like, for someone who loves ASMR, I was not good at it. So I would love to try one again. Especially now that our collection has grown, because I like to make them like nerdy or Star Wars somehow. So we've definitely accumulated like more things that I could feature and tap on. So I'm glad that somebody else has an interest in the ASMR videos. Cooking with Kat, I had to put on hiatus because I was gonna level up and really test myself with some of the more difficult recipes. But here's the thing, I realized, like, the recipes that I've done, like the blue milk and the portion bread, those were pretty much like the easiest ones that required like the least amount of materials and like cooking accoutrement. Like, it was everything else, you need to have like actual, it's like, I don't even have a roller. Guys, like, this is how, like, I don't bake or really cook that often, and we have the essentials, but like, that's it. So I need to upgrade my set, my kitchen gear. Look who it is, finally here.
How's everyone doing on this finale eve, or finale 3.5 hours? Apologies for the tardiness.
It's all right. Open world Star Wars needs to happen. I agree. All right. Okay. Do you think Obi-Wan will reference Padme when facing Vader? I will feel like extremely slighted if he doesn't. Because Padme was such a big part of their group, and I feel like Obi-Wan definitely knows the circumstances of Padme's death and feels anger towards Anakin over that. Because she was Kenobi's friend just as much. Yeah,
they've already teased the Padme references, but I think that Obi-Wan is gonna play the Padme card straight to his face. So, what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night.
Who was it? It was Daddy Josh earlier when I was telling them that you were gonna be late, and Daddy Josh was like, "Why? No, I want Tom." I was gonna take a screenshot, but you can rewatch. And
that's funny.
Joshua, thank you so much again. Cat, bigger crush, Darth Maul or Qui-Gon? I mean, Darth Maul. Well, both. Maybe that sounds really wrong of me to say that. I have a bigger crush on a Zabrak than a human being.
Or a bigger crush on the guy who killed your second.
I know, it's hard, okay? It's a really difficult triangle, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough being in that type of crush triangle when you're crushing hard on both Qui-Gon and the guy who killed him. Fresh cut. It is. I was hoping somebody would notice.
It is, Kit. It is.
Done by yours truly. Hey, Kat, I want to get more into acting and was wondering if you know about or use Backstage. I have experience in theme parks, but not films. I wasn't sure because you pay membership on there. I started out on Backstage. It's a really good place to get started. I would also very much recommend Actors Access, which is, I would say, one of the more main casting sites. Backstage is good. They have a lot of good, like, student films or smaller budget projects, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with. I did several, like, auditions through Backstage. What are you doing? No. But Actors Access definitely has kind of like a step up. It has access to a lot more bigger auditions, still like short films, feature films, student films, but like good quality stuff on there too. But Backstage is definitely a good place to start, for sure.
Yeah, Kit, she does a great job. It's been over 2 years since I've had a professional haircut done.
Because I'm your professional.
Yeah. Kat is a professional barber. So
I definitely feel what the whole reason it started. I'd never cut anyone's hair prior to the pandemic. That's the only reason that it started, when people couldn't like go get a haircut and Tom like desperately needed one or something. And so I did it, and now it's 2 years later and I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Yep. I cut my brother's hair. I cut my niece's hair, but that was so bad. Yep. I turned her into
Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
She had Lloyd's haircut.
Or
for
Jake
sure.
Lloyd in Phantom Menace.
Ooh, Ken, have you thought of making a short film of Star Wars? Guys, the thought has definitely crossed my mind. Like, especially because we live in California, which has so much, like, nature, like, just seeing that, like, for example, like, Mapuzo looks, like, identical to, like, Joshua Tree National Park, which is, like, 2-hour drive away from us, if that. So I've definitely like considered it. I just don't know what type of story I would do. I've thought about like writing one though for fun, and I think most of you would want Tom to write one because there is much demand in our community here for Tom to be on at a writer's table somewhere for Star Wars. So maybe we could collab. Are we still getting your Lord of the Rings documentary, Kat? That also went on hiatus. I definitely want to revisit it because I put so much work already into it, but it was kind of one of those things that I like put so much work into it and I tired myself out, and then I took a break, and the break turned into like several months. So, but I don't want to just leave it hanging. After all the work I've already put into typing up a script and doing research, aka watching all of the Lord of the Rings and Star Wars movies back to back.
Yeah, you've got the full-on spreadsheets, scoring matrices, and everything. So.
Yep. You two with your youthful looks would pass for casting in Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Y'all know my goal is to be involved in Star Wars anything, so they did do like open call, I'm pretty sure. They posted like an open call for Force Awakens like years ago.
Oh.
I don't know if they would do that again, but I would cry if they did. Y'all know I would be submitting for that. Ooh.
So, what have you guys talked about Kenobi?
I've mainly
Any
just
predictions?
expressed.
Anyone in the
Well,
chat have
someone was
specific
saying that
predictions,
all
or-
of your predictions have so far come to fruition. So I was saying let's hear what Tom has to say about the finale and see if it comes true. But no, only thing I've discussed so far is that the one thing I need to see, if anything, I would just absolutely lose my mind if we see Anakin in Vader's suit, like broken helmet or something like that. Like Anakin and Obi-Wan truly face to face again without the mask. That just emotional damage.
Yeah, that definitely would be. And I think it's too so salivating. Such a ripe fruit of an opportunity. And I feel like it's so hard for them to justify not doing that.
Wait, justify not having helmetless Vader?
Yeah. Or it doesn't have to be helmetless. Cracked or damaged or he takes it off or whatever. But just hearing Hayden's voice unsynthesized coming through the mask is too good of an opportunity for them to not do it. I think I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get that moment.
Here's the thing, I want it to happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna. I think Qui-Gon's a lock. I mean, they're gonna fight again. That's a lock. If they don't fight again, then every understanding of the episode and everything is out the window. So, out the window. I think that they're gonna meet again. I think Qui-Gon's a lock. If they weren't gonna bring Liam Neeson into the picture, they would not have left the recap off with Yoda talking about training Obi-Wan how to commune with his master. And then Obi-Wan would have tried to talk to him in the first 3 episodes of the show if he wasn't going to eventually talk to him. So I think that ideally see, they can justify Force Ghost Qui-Gon again like they did with the Mortis arc. They can figure it out. I think it'd be worth it seeing Liam Neeson in the flesh. But we'll either see or hear Qui-Gon. I think Obi-Wan and Vader fight again. I think that it'll be too priceless of an emotional hitter for Obi-Wan and to not see Anakin's real face. So I think we're going to see some kind of Anakin voice through the helmet or Anakin face through the helmet. And then I think that we're going to get some, like, Obi-Wan's going to bring out all the big guns to try and turn Vader back.
I can't imagine that he wouldn't try.
They teased it, do you really want Obi-Wan dead? And he's speechless. He's silent. Like, obviously, even after all the horrible things he's done, he has felt this guilt for failing and killing his master or his student for 10 years, and now he finds out he's alive. So I'm sure that in his mind, he thinks that if he can turn him, if he doesn't want to kill him, then he's going to have to turn him to end this madness. So I think that he could pull out a lot of stops to try and get him to come back. And I think that using Padme is a very, very large nuclear weapon that Obi-Wan can use in his back pocket to try and turn Anakin back. And we shall see.
Yeah, no, there has to have been an initial part of Obi-Wan at the discovery that Anakin is still alive, because hope is still alive for him that he could bring him back. No, all this time thinking he was previously deceased, now realizing that there's a chance that he could change things, that has to be running through his mind. Mm-hmm. I would hope. I don't know. I'd love some flashbacks from episode 3 time frame where Annie has long hair and cries. Yo, maybe. We were definitely spoiled with flashbacks last episode. Well, if this episode is gonna prove to be an hour plus long, which again, I'm not trying to get my hopes up or anyone else's, but that's just what I'm really hoping for. If that is the case for this runtime, then there's certainly wiggle room for more flashbacks. My theory, Cat got cast as Padme in episode 6 in a flashback. Cat is doing a great job and being quiet about it. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And I'm not just pulling a Liam Neeson or Andrew Garfield here and acting like I have no idea what you're talking about. But sadly, no.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, she's actually in it. She's lying.
The thought did come to me because we were watching those panels from... replays of the panels from Star Wars Celebration, and we were watching the Mandalorian one, and it was really inspiring to hear how Rosario Dawson kind of manifested Ahsoka Tano happening before it was even, maybe before the prospect of her becoming live action was even in the air. But yeah, it was awesome to hear that she had known about that character and wanted to play her. And then it just, Dave Filoni, got wind of that, and then it happened. She completely manifested that, and from people fan casting her, I was like, maybe I gotta copy that. I gotta think of who I want to play in Star Wars and manifest it. And maybe Dave Filoni will see it. Hire somebody to make some fan art of me.
A young Maz.
Anyway. Ooh. Maybe. I would do anything. You guys know that. Would you all think it's cool seeing Vader use the Force to breathe? He does it in the comics to hide from Tarkin.
Yep.
I could see it. Because that is one thing. He does need his helmet to breathe.
Yeah, but if he's so enraged and it's like smoky or whatever, and his mass filtration isn't working, and he just rips his helmet off and just starts holding his breath with the Force and continues to fight Kenobi, then that would be sick.
But I could also see, like, I can picture a situation in which he might have, like, Kenobi cornered. Because let's face it, for this duel, like, yeah, they've definitely alluded to the fact that Kenobi's getting back in the groove.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting back the hang of it, muscle memory. However, I still don't think his skills are up to par with where Anakin's are, having tapped into the dark side and been practicing and exercising it all of these years. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating how powerful of a Jedi Kenobi is, but I'd imagine he still wouldn't be on par, like, with where Anakin is at. Now, like, I'm still imagining this is not going to be, like, a fair fight, and it could be a beatdown for Kenobi against, and I just could picture a scenario in which Vader, like, has Kenobi cornered, or the end is in sight, or, like, it seems like Vader is going to win. And I can imagine him wanting to, like, take his helmet off to see Kenobi one more time with his real eyes, like, as he goes to, like, end him. Like, he says to Luke, like, let me see you with my own eyes.
Okay, now we're talking. Because there's all these comparisons saying how each episode of Kenobi corresponds with the saga episode.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
So, Phantom Menace, you got the on Tatooine and the pod racing and what that stuff. Then you got Dayu, Coruscant, Attack the Clones, very similar. Kind of a bounty hunter chase through the city. You got Revenge of the Sith, they duel and someone gets lit on fire. Then episode 4 is A New Hope. They go to the Imperial base and they rescue Leia. 5, Empire Strikes Back. They, the Empire raids the Hoth. They raid Hoth and they have to escape. And then 6 is Return of the Jedi. And what happens in Return of the Jedi?
Vader takes his mask off.
Force ghosts appear to motivate the protagonist, aka Luke. And then the protagonist goes and confronts the antagonist. And then the antagonist is turned to the light side and literally says, let me see you with my mask off. So what's the complete opposite of that? The antagonist goes further into the dark side and says, let me see you with my own eyes while I butcher you.
If we're also trying to draw parallels, though, if we're looking to Return of the Jedi for clues as to what might go down, a formula, who else also shows up in Return of the Jedi?
Sheev? Big Daddy Sheev?
Alice can't hear Tom. Can you guys hear Tom okay? Or is he so far away from the mic? Here, say something.
Hello? Hello?
No, it's showing up that
Hello?
you're talking.
Should I talk higher?
There's no way Kenobi's going to beat Vader straight up. Vader will absolutely sweep Kenobi, and Kenobi will outsmart him somehow. This is why Vader says, when I left you, I was about to learn her. That I can definitely see. Like, Kenobi might not have technical skills anymore, beyond par with where Vader is at. And of course, Vader's, like, tapped into dark side stuff now. So his fighting, as we saw with Reeva, like, he is just in a different arena at this point. But Kenobi definitely still has his wits, and he knows Anakin's weaknesses, and he, I'm sure, will use that against him. I'm getting nervous, guys. What if we're talking about all of this and they don't even end up fighting? So tired of getting Ewoks in part 6.
If we're getting Ewoks, they're going to be rotisserie Ewoks, roasting up on the open lava fields of Mustafar. It's getting cooked up. Palpatine said that he eats Ewoks. For those of you who saw his celebration panel, my brother and I were there in the room, and there was an open Q&A at the end, and someone asked, what's Palpatine's favorite food? And no hesitation, he said Ewoks. So if Big Sheev's munching on Ewoks, then you know that Vader's castle probably had the whole
menu.
Yeah, they got the food court, and it's just rotisserie Ewoks roasting over the lava base of the cafeteria. So
looks like Ewoks back on our menu, boy.
Ewoks, porgs, Gungans. Yeah, at least those three.
They have to fight. All right, I'm glad. All right, Zach got me psyched out because if you guys tuned into last week's episode of Evil Ewok, he was saying that he could imagine them where we left off after episode 5 still does not break the canon necessarily of when I left you I was but the learner, now I am the master. Zach made the point that technically that still holds true because Kenobi totally schooled him again, and Vader was acting childish and acting, not thinking smart, not thinking like he should have. And Kenobi was able to use that against him. So after Zach said that, I've just been psyched out ever since. I've been like, oh God, what if he's right? What if they don't fight again? Because technically, if they left off having just had that fight on Mapuzo, it doesn't break. You could still say what he says in A New Hope, and it doesn't really.
No, because he wasn't the learner in episode 3. He's
the learner after their altercation on.
Oh, in episode 5.
Yeah. Kenobi got the better of him and outsmarted him and put him in his place. Gotcha. Completely schooled him. That's what Zach was saying.
No, because no. The first reveal of the show said the rematch of the century. Episode 3 was nowhere close to the rematch of the century. There's no way. The whole foundation of this show was the rematch of the century.
That's true.
And 3 was not the rematch of the century.
And we also haven't seen that concept.
Obi-Wan adding materials to his pants and then running away scared and getting force choked and dragged through fire. That's just the beatdown of the century. I think there was some other super chats.
Oh, definitely missed.
So,
Jonathan, thank you so much. Thanks for the pregame show, guys. Do y'all think that Obi-Wan will attempt to turn Vader back this episode? And if he does, do you think he makes Vader think twice about killing him? Oh.
Attempt to turn him back? Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit ago. We do, well, I guess I don't know if you do. I think you do.
Huh?
You said you do, right? You think he's going to try and turn him back?
Oh, it would be, I would have a harder time believing that the thought hasn't crossed his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, because him not being able to tell Reeva that he wants Anakin dead is a pretty good sign. And I think that Qui-Gon is still going to be adamant that he can be turned. And Padme in Revenge of the Sith, even though Obi-Wan thinks he's dead now that we know that that's confirmed, and obviously he just didn't tell Padme that, oh, by the way, your husband is a charred block on a lava river. But she says there's still good in him. So she's planting that seed in Obi-Wan's mind. And the fact that he can't tell Reeva, oh, I'm with you, I want to kill him, let's just kill him, means that he probably most likely thinks that there's still a chance. And I think that Qui-Gon could be a great motivating factor to reinforce that. He could be like, look, yeah, you made mistakes, he did horrible things, but if Qui-Gon is still adamant that he's the chosen one, then maybe that gives him the motivation he needs to go and try and turn him back. But
Andrew, what if the rematch of the century was Anakin versus Obi-Wan flashback and they baited us?
Okay, that's a very, very fair point. That is a very, very, very fair point. But technically, that's not a rematch because that takes place before Revenge of the Sith chronologically.
Phew, okay, that's
so if you
true.
say rematch, that means that it's a fight that takes place chronologically post the first one, which means it has to be after Revenge of the Sith, and the flashback was before Revenge of the Sith. Debunked. Good. We're good.
Oh, goodness. All right, sounds like other people have considered that. That didn't even cross my mind. No, that is a flashback. A flashback and a rematch are two completely different things. The concept art, yes, Alice is right. This is what I was saying. Like, we've not seen that concept image. The art concept was them fighting with a burning building behind them. No, it has... Alright, I almost don't even want to, like, talk anymore about predictions. Because how many times have we talked about predictions and stuff hasn't gone right? Like,
last week, everything went right. We were like, you're going to go raid the base. Reeva's going to die.
She's not dead!
And the Empire's going to storm the base, and they're going to have to escape. And, yeah, we didn't predict that, you know, Vader's going to rip a ship out of the sky, and that he and Reeva are going to have a one-sided duel, and he's just going to troll her. We didn't predict that.
TMoney, what's up?
TMoney!
Good to see you. No, we didn't predict that, but Jonathan makes a good point. The promo picture seems to show them staring each other down on Tatooine. I swear, Vader cannot go to Tatooine. No. That is, I will draw the line. Like, please, no. That can't happen.
Yeah, that would be... Unless Obi-Wan sensed that something was wrong when Reeva found the hologram, right? So what if he has nightmares about Vader now knowing about Luke and going to Tatooine, and then he has to go and stop him? And what if their final fight is Obi-Wan having nightmares, dreaming about Vader going to the Lars homestead, and we see that happen in dream sequence, and that's the rematch, and they don't actually fight in person. Personally, I hate that idea, and I want them to actually fight in real life, in person. But it could be a possibility, or maybe we get both. If we got both, that'd be fine. But if it's just that, and it's like the first 30 minutes of the episode are Obi-Wan having a nightmare, and then he wakes up, and then Leia goes back to Alderaan, and then he goes back to Tatooine, and everything's fine. But yeah, David, I'm totally with you. That would be a giant cop-out. I agree. It would. Definitely would.
Do you want to say the one prediction you were saying this week, like jokingly, as we were rewatching the episodes, and you're like, you know how the show's going to end? You know exactly how it's going to end. He's going to go back to his cave on Tatooine and all his stuff's going to be gone.
Yeah. The show's 100% going to end with, like, Luke's going to be safe, then Obi-Wan's going to go back to his cave, and all his stuff's going to be gone because the stupid Jawa stole all of it while he's been gone. Tika stole all of his stuff, and that's going to be the ending shot. And maybe that's why he moves to his hut that we see in A New Hope, because all his stuff is gone in the cave, so he has to totally relocate. But yeah, I think I think they wouldn't have included the Jawa and the fact that he already steals stuff if he wasn't going to go to his cave and nothing's going to be there. But
Joshua makes a good point. That flashback happens before episode 2. Anakin has both his real hands. That's a good point.
That's a good catch.
I imagine, here's what I pictured, because they must have been gone I feel like they were just coming back from like this is how I interpret it. Correct me if this is not the canon. When they're on Coruscant and they're in the elevator going up to Padme's apartment, I imagine that because they said that they had just gotten back from a mission or something, and so they were assigned to like her. I picture it like they were training and doing that little sparring lesson, and then got their orders to like go and like.
Oh, so you think it was right before? You think that takes place literally right before episode 2?
It makes sense because they were out doing so many missions. Surely they would have run into Padme sooner, don't you think? Like if she were on Coruscant and they were on Coruscant? I don't know. That's an uncharted time period, really.
Very interesting. I think that's a fantastic idea. If it's right before they go to see Padme in Attack of the Clones, that's a really, really, really fascinating idea. and how they could tie that in somehow if they were planning on it.
Oh, doubtful.
That could be pretty cool.
I just need to hear Kenobi like mention Padme's name. Like she's been so like not
she's
just
been subtweeted.
Oh yes.
She's been literally telling Leia about her real mother without Leia actually knowing.
Yes.
Which is incredibly heartbreaking.
But Padme deserves, she's such a main, important, pivotal character. She deserves more than just a subtweet as an allusion to her. I need to hear Kenobi screaming at Vader, "You killed Padme," or like, you know.
No.
I want to hear that because that's Vader's last opinions of Kenobi, is that Padme and him teamed up against him.
No.
Like, they have to hash that out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Padme's gonna get name dropped. Pretty confident. If it's just Vader and Obi-Wan together and no one else, Padme totally is gonna get name dropped. Totally, because it's it's fresh on Kenobi's mind. He's just been with their child the whole show. So
yeah. Someone mentioned, I hope that we see more Beru. I think the actress in an interview or something mentioned that there's more of her in store, which makes sense now that they've teased that events are going to be happening on Tatooine. Yeah, we literally saw like her silhouette and that was it. When Kenobi's looking through his binoculars, she had like 0.5 seconds of screen time. She definitely deserves more. And so does Owen. Like, I want to see more from the two of them. Obi-Wan's going to mention Padme to Vader and Vader's going to snap. Maybe!
yeah. I hope so, Pizza.
It is a way that he could he knows he could use that to get in Vader's head.
Yeah.
If Vader's absolutely wiping the floor with Kenobi and Kenobi needs to emotionally manipulate him, all he's got to do is like name drop Padme, and he knows that will ruin Vader. Jonathan, thank you so much again.
Peace.
Calling out, guys. Does Luke get any lines this episode? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe a line or two.
I don't know. I think it is interesting. When you think about Luke and Ben Kenobi's relationship. Because, like, Luke knows who he is, obviously. But, like, it seems like Luke has actually had very little interaction with Ben himself. But that he knows who he is and knows, he knows about him. But it seems like the way, like, Luke's dialogue works in Episode 4, it seems like he has never really had direct conversation with him. Maybe I'm just misreading that or misinterpreting that. But I don't know.
You with Ben?
But yeah.
Yeah, because when they're like 9, 10,
Yep.
I definitely have memories. Well, maybe I don't. Let's see. When I was 10, I was like 3rd-ish grade. I have a pretty solid memory bank from like 3rd grade. I feel like, well, maybe if you meet someone in passing when you're that young and then they look completely different a decade later, like maybe he wouldn't recognize him. But like, I don't understand. It's getting to the point, like, I'm curious. I could see, because they foreshadowed this, like, when Reeva interrogated and singled out Owen in the town square as they're threatening everybody, looking for the Jedi on the loose. I could see, I think it would be too much to expect Kenobi to somehow single-handedly fight off Vader and then hightail it back to Tatooine, knowing that Luke is in trouble, and then beating Reeva as well. Like, I can see more. I feel like they set it up nicely that we could see, like, Owen fight off Reeva. Like, they had
you and I were talking about this.
Were we?
We were talking about this. Yeah, we were saying, Reeva's going to go to Tatooine. I think Obi-Wan would be way more hesitant to kill Reeva, but Owen wouldn't hesitate at all. She held the saber up to his throat, and she was threatening to kill his family. Like, if she rolls up on the farm, and she's saying, "Oh, like, I've changed. I was never really actually hunting. I was trying to kill Vader. And if she reveals to Owen that Vader is alive and how is he connected to your boy and things, and she's trying to put the pieces together, I could totally see Owen just killing her in cold blood right then and there.
Yeah.
Just ending it. Yeah, David, I hope Owen kills Reeva. Yeah, I think it's possible.
They set the foundation for it.
Definitely possible.
But he also says, like, he has no love for the Jedi and their vermin. I kill vermin on my farm.
That's foreshadowing. If Reeva's been a Jedi undercover the whole time, then bam.
Yeah.
Beautiful foreshadowing.
Owen can't even kill a fly. OMG. Who knows? This could be Owen's redemption story. Owen's not a murderer, though. He's a good man. But yeah, what's he gonna do? There's a difference between being a murderer and defending your family.
Yeah, if Luke's threatened, and she already threatened him and the family with the saber, I don't know. You're also convinced that Owen's he wouldn't pull the trigger.
I could totally see him, like, doing it for Luke.
Yeah, shoots her right in the gives her a third stomach hole.
Right, no, it's gonna go through the saber hole.
Oh, the hole will still be there, and it'll just go through the hole. It's just
gonna go through the saber hole. Nice. Oh, goodness. I just really want to know the runtime.
David's got another great point. And when Reeva says, "Do you think you could protect your family from me?" Like, that's, if it actually happens where Reeva goes and confronts Owen and there's a confrontation there, like, the foreshadowing is going to end up being so perfect.
Yeah.
Because she literally is telling Owen to his face, like, oh, what if I go to your farm and kill your whole family? And if she actually goes to the farm and is not going to kill the whole family, but goes to learn the truth, why this kid, or why Imperial Center is talking about this kid on Tatooine and related to Obi-Wan and related to Vader. And then if Owen kills her on the farm, like, I'm thinking this is a given. This might be up in the top 3 locks of the finale.
I think we're in the minority here.
We are.
Everyone is
totally
dunking on Owen right now.
We totally are.
Sean says Owen couldn't even defeat some stormtroopers in A New Hope.
Okay, well, they brought the flamethrowers. What are you supposed to do? Bring flamethrowers on a desert planet? Like, come on. That's OP.
That would be a dope full circle, not just a foreshadow. Okay, glad Nic Gundy agrees with us. Luke could not see a lightsaber until A New Hope. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think that Owen would shield Luke. I think he would tell him, go inside, go hide, get out of here. Like, Luke wouldn't see a confrontation or see anything that happens. Because that's a good point. Yeah, Luke is not familiar with a lightsaber. I mean, granted, it's also 10 years from now, so if he sees it, then he might. I mean, if you're a 10-year-old boy and you see a lightsaber, like every 10-year-old boy who once was a 10-year-old boy in this chat right now knows that seeing a lightsaber first time is like the coolest thing ever. So you would think that Luke would remember it. So
Christoph makes a good point, though. You really think they'll kill off Reeva, and that's the thing. I think her ending is going to be ambiguous. But at the same time, I don't like knowing that somebody else knows about Luke. Like, that to me throws things off and jeopardizes the fact that he's able to be there safe and secure for the next 9 years. I'm sure they didn't bring Joel Edgerton back just to say lines. Who knows? Reeva gets fed to the Sarlacc. Oh my gosh.
Very interesting. Yeah, there's definitely something that's going to happen there, but how it ends, a lot of possibilities there.
No, I do. I don't know if I even want to talk about the rumors about. I think that's public knowledge. That's not spoiling anything that they. Maybe we don't have to
Yeah,
talk
we don't need to
about
talk
it.
about it. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it.
That's why Starkiller is going after Reeva to end her secret. Maybe Reeva gets a job with Jabba the Hutt. Oh my god. I have a feeling they're gonna do a completely unearned redemption arc with Reeva, and I hate it. I don't know. I can't see her being redeemed because she still has the secret knowledge. I don't know.
I hope so, TMoney. I really hope so. I think that'd be great. I think it would be
Oh my god.
But if Palpatine sees the tax returns and how much money that she has owed even 10 years after her death to the Galactic Empire, he would go ripping through the streets of Naboo to find every single family member to fork up the dough. So
People hated on Reeva too much, man. It's sad how disgusting some fans were. Oh, no, truly. And I hope this doesn't sound like Reeva slander. I just think I'm not saying I want her to die because I don't like the character. I'm just saying I feel like it seals her fate. Like, how else are they gonna dodge the fact that she knows about... Now, I have said this. I'm sure she's not gonna put two and two together. You know, all she heard was Owen, boy, Tatooine. So she knows that there's some sort of correlation there between Owen, perhaps Leia, Bail, and, you know, this boy now.
yeah,
She's not gonna put two and two. I highly doubt. There's no way. There's nothing supporting. She has no evidence right now to make the mental note. Maybe these kids are siblings, and maybe they were the children of Anakin Skywalker. Like, if anything, she might just have some sort of inkling, like the boy is Force sensitive or something. Like, what's the deal?
why
here?
would Obi-Wan be there hiding to protect that child if it wasn't the greatest hope that the galaxy has to defeat Vader and Palpatine? I think she's gonna put it together, and I think she's gonna die. And
There's
I think
no
that would be fine.
way.
Because if the knowledge she already has is pushing the boundaries if she lives. It's already way too pushing the boundaries if she survives. She has got to die. She has to die. If she doesn't die, then there's a leak. The greatest galaxy, the greatest secret the galaxy's ever known has now been leaked, and she's the leaker. And if she doesn't die and that leak doesn't stop with her, then that's some seriously aggressive storytelling from the writers. Seriously aggressive. I don't care if she has turned back or if she was playing fake Inquisitor the whole time just to get closer to Vader. Like, that's seriously aggressive storytelling.
I don't know. I feel like Reeva's the most uncertain what's gonna happen. I'm so not confident in any of my guesses. Reeva's gonna tackle on it. Owen. Oh my gosh.
Everybody's waking up.
Joshua.
Everyone's waking up. Where's the Wikipedia page on the Galactic Empire IRS? Does that page exist?
Gosh.
If not, we should write it. We should have a stream where we create the Wikipedia page for the Imperial IRS.
I need back support.
Yes, David, that is another word for it. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's very interesting.
I think Reeva's gonna turn good because she's been tortured and abused by Vader and the Empire for so long. I think she's gonna have her redemption arc. I don't know, because even Kenobi saw through her, and even he didn't even try to make an effort. His efforts were all an act. Like, he maybe made a slight effort to try to convince her, like, let's team up, let's do this. Now that I know what your actual motive is. But he was able to tell that she wasn't going to buy, and that she wasn't interested in redemption were doing the right thing, and she still carried on with the siege and took out, you know, however many innocent people that were hiding on Jabeam. Like, he gave up on her real quick, it seems, and completely, you know, exploited her motives to escape and get everybody out. So, like, I feel like that's a sign that she's beyond the point of redemption, that even Kenobi didn't want to try, and he just kind of knew, like, I can't even convince her. Because you can still want Vader to die, but also not be wanting... You don't have to necessarily turn to the light to want that. The two can coexist. Like, you can be bad and beyond the point of salvation, but still want to take out Darth Vader. I don't know. It's just predictable. You guys know from the start I didn't want Reeva to turn.
No.
If it does, I'll be okay with it, of course, but I don't know. Again, that's also kind of a trope that's been done. We saw that with Jedi Fallen Order. Trilla. Like, that's been there and seen that.
Yeah.
I want another twist or like a surprise or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoa! Could you imagine?
If she got Dooku'd by Vader?
No.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Could you imagine? Here's my prediction. First, before I go into it, Zech, Master for 6 months. Let's go. So happy to have you. Hello, Cat and Tom. Another week, another stream. It's good to be here. Can't wait for the finale. I'm excited.
Glad you're here.
It's gonna be amazing.
We're all just hanging out.
Yeah.
Theorizing.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Could you imagine we see Reeva's fate? Somehow she gets recaptured by the Empire, or I don't know exactly how it would happen. But the last we see her, she's in those amber carbonite.
Oh, and Fortress Inquisitorius, if they put her in the... I mean, that would be pretty... That would be kind of cool.
That'd be savage!
That would be pretty... That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. So is it confirmed that they're in there because they want to salvage as many Jedi cells and midichlorians as possible for cloning? Is that why they have them in the amber and they didn't just burn their bodies or something? Why they actually kept the bodies for the purpose of cloning?
I think it's
That's what I've thought in my head, but I haven't seen it confirmed or anything. But
I think it's the equivalent of like people collect. Can't you like seal bugs in amber or something like that and have them as decor? That's how I saw it. It's a sign. It's a symbol. Look at this entire mausoleum of Force sensitive, if not Jedi, that we've taken out. Like, it's a collection. It's like a sick, like, fetish thing.
Yeah.
I imagine like it's Vader's collection. Like, because you can imagine him wanting to have some sort of symbol of, look at all of these Jedi. Because he felt betrayed by the Jedi at the end of the day. That's where his rage, like, stemmed from. And why he was so easy to turn against them. Because he felt like they never had faith in him. And he, like, strayed from, you know... He felt like he could not see, like, he wasn't amongst the Jedi Order anymore. Like, he felt betrayed by them. I could imagine him wanting then, with that anger, to have a collection of Jedi, being like, as a F you to them. Like, y'all doubted me. Y'all told me I was the chosen one for years and then never believed in me, so now I'm going to seal you in and be able to look at you all the time. Jarrett, thank you so much. Have you both talked about how Reeva survived 2 blows with a lightsaber? Still trying to figure that out. Yeah, we'll get into that one sec. TMoney member for 10 months. This episode slaps. Need something to lift my spirits from the heat transfer exam I bombed today. Aw. Hayden did say this is where the fun begins.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Shake it off. Don't worry about the exam.
Oh, yes. It won't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. Yep. Kenobi is the only thing.
You're good.
Kenobi is all that matters.
2 years from now, you'll forget all about that exam. You'll be good.
Not even 2 years. Give it 2 weeks.
2 years from now, you will hopefully still be thinking about this episode.
Hopefully.
I hope we think about this episode
good
for the rest of time. I hope that this episode is incredible.
So, Jarrett, Tom
yes.
and I disagreed on our interpretations of that, of Reeva getting stabbed. And I'm curious to hear how other people think. We literally were talking about this last night, I think.
Yep.
When I first saw the episode, I interpreted it as she hadn't gotten stabbed as a child. It was just a metaphorical reliving that traumatic moment, and it was the equivalent of being stabbed through the heart because he annihilated her whole family and her life as she knew it. That's how I interpreted it. So when she got stabbed by real Vader on Jabeam, I inferred that, you know, she was having that flashback. It was equivalent to that pain that she was living all over again, like her life being destroyed by him. That's how I saw it, as like an artistic, symbolic thing. But apparently, you know, people are discussing whether the accuracy of how she would have even survived that first stab as a child.
Yeah, that's way too hypothetical for Star Wars. She got shanked twice. She got sabered through the gut 2 times, survived both times. And, I mean, yeah, people talk about, okay, we saw Maul get cut in half and fell to an infinite pit to the center of Naboo. He survived. And he lived on a junkyard planet for 10 years. Still survived. Palpatine survives. Getting thrown in the flaming reactor of the Death Star. Through essence transfer or whatever he did. You know, Sith magic. Whatever Pippin says. Or...
Huh?
Or is he, or Mary? No, Pippin. He's Pippin,
it's
right?
Mary.
It's Mary?
Yes. Cameo in Rise of Skywalker?
Dominic Monaghan?
Yes.
That's
He
Pippin?
plays Mary.
Or he plays Mary.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Mary in the Rise of Skywalker. You know. Mace Windu's alive. He fell from the top of the Senate building. Speaking of Mace Windu, what are the Mace Windu theories tonight?
God.
We haven't talked once about Mace Windu yet. And he makes an appearance every single stream. How we feel about Mace Windu? Do we get the Revenge of the Sith parallels with Obi-Wan and Vader fighting again, but this time Mace goes and fights Palpatine out of nowhere, and we get them fighting again? Like how in Revenge of the Sith it was Obi-Wan, Anakin, and then Yoda and Palpatine, except this time it's Obi-Wan, Vader, Mace, and Palpatine. Could you imagine? It just randomly cuts to the Senate building, and then Mace Windu crawls back into the window. He's been scaling the walls for 10 years, and finally gets back in the window.
That's the end credit scene. That's the end credit.
That would be sick. If Mace Windu end credit scene, that would be an end credit scene. That would be a total end credit scene. Man, that'd be something. That'd be something. That would be
Whole time.
Is Mace Windu alive?
That was so random. No, because that made me think, oh,
will there be an end credit scene?
I know, I haven't even thought about it tonight. Zach, thank you so much. I've always wanted to see a Mace versus Dooku fight. That would certainly be a good duel, for sure.
Yep.
Mace appears with a robot arm. It says to Vader, take a seat. Oh, God. Stop. We're getting people's hopes up. That is not going to happen.
We talk about Mace Windu every single stream. We had to talk about him. And
I'm glad most people are in agreement. No, don't end the poll. I want to see the results. Overwhelming amount think that, yes, there will be an end credits scene. Nicholas, what's up? Seriously, can't believe I forgot to come back on 10 minutes before you went live. Literally, don't even worry about it.
What's up, Nicholas?
Don't even worry about it. We're probably going to go till at least 10:30 tonight in an effort to stay awake. Joshua, thank you again.
How many times do we have to go over this? Every stream, we got to go over this. Everyone. But thank you for the super chat. Even though we will forever be on disagreeing sides.
There's been a lot of Samuel Jackson has been very vocal lately about wanting to return to Star Wars. I'm sure a lot of people are seeing like Anakin and rather Ewan and Hayden returning and wanting to get in on that as well. End credits will tease the Reeva show, aka Obi-Wan season 2. Maybe. See, maybe that's why I was so not disappointed by the end credits scene of Book of Boba Fett. Because that didn't necessarily tease a new show. Like
that didn't tease anything.
When they dropped the end credit scene of Mando season 3 and it is like, here's a whole entire new show, that was just epic. Like, what a way to do it.
Yeah, fantastic point, Charlie. Case in point.
I know he's gonna fight Lord Vader. Cough, cough, shards of the past. Samuel Jackson said that Mace isn't dead. Jedi can fall and survive. Oh yes, Drew. Good luck at your new job. That's nice if you can stay up to watch the episode. See, it's an episode like tonight, like, would have been better suited. Like, I wouldn't mind waiting an extra few days if they were to drop it on like Friday, like so other people more people could see it.
Did you really just say you want to wait 3 more days?
Look, after tonight, it's over. After tonight, this is it. We have no more.
Yeah, so it better be good, because if it's garbage, then I'm never watching. I'm canceling my Disney Plus subscription.
Are you for real?
100%. This is the big kahunga. This is the golden nugget of Star Wars storytelling content. And if it flops, we've been steadily rising this wave, and if it cliff dives for the finale, all hope is lost. In my opinion, all hope is lost. All of it. Zero hope left. I'm gonna be a hermit. I'm gonna go to Octo. I'm gonna not talk to anyone. I'm gonna get a 200-yard tall spear and fish for the rest of my days. And that's gonna be it. I'm gonna learn how to milk sea cows. I'm gonna milk them cows all day long, hunt them fish, and go to sleep miserable for eternity.
Well, on that note, do you want to answer Nicholas's question?
What's the question?
What were your thoughts on the last episode? Yeah, a lot of people were curious how you felt about the previous episode, and I did a little bit of explaining on Evil Ewok last week, but I didn't want to. Tom's not canceling Disney Plus.
Josh, I'm telling you, if the finale's bomb, like, this is the story. This is the story. And so far it's been great. I've had no problems. The story, I think, is fantastic. It makes perfect sense. Everything's good up to this point. So I'm very confident that this finale is going to be a banger, and the finale is going to be awesome. But if it's not, the slight chance that it's not, and that it is truly just off the rails, bonkersly awful, then there's no hope. Yeah, Ahsoka could be great, Acolyte could be great, but the confidence in that being great is just totally out the window if this show ends up not being great after the finale. What was the question?
What were your thoughts on last week?
What was the question? Oh.
While you're raging.
Yeah, while I'm raging.
I'm going to go get a drink. You hold the fort. Look, I've been sitting here for longer. I'm dehydrated.
All right. I'll hold on. What's up, Grogs? Where's water? Question. Have these two ever met? Is there a chance these two would have met? I guess, in theory, Grogu would have had to go to Tatooine. Which I don't think that he would have gone to Tatooine. Unless, here's a theory. Grogu, we know in Mando, is 50 years old, which is how old Anakin would have been if he was still alive. So Grogu and Anakin are the same exact age. So, what if the prophecy of the Chosen One was misinterpreted because Grogu and Anakin were born by the Force at the exact same time, but also in the exact same place? Meaning that Grogu and Anakin are twins of the Force. And Shmi was so stunned that she instantly hid Grogu from Anakin and sold him to Watto and never talked about him again. But then in The Mandalorian, we're going to get the reconnection scene of Force Ghost Anakin and Grogu talking and being like, wow, you're my brother, Grogu. I love you. The end. Josh, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to bridge the pieces. So anyway, it's possible, right? It's not impossible. It's definitely possible. The ages line up, the timeline lines up. Yeah, there might be some genetics question with Grogu here, but we don't know how force births work. But anyway, I'll shut up. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Have you ever played Fable? No, I don't think so. I don't even know if I know what that is. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate the support. Appreciate that. Taxes to this makes sense. Taxes makes 1,000% more than whatever story I just came up with right there. Yeah, Morbius shows up in the finale. I agree, TMoney. Totally agree. Excited to see Grogu in his new IG-11 mech suit. That would be sweet. In his is he gonna go full blown Beskar armor? Like, I know I've seen art and fan art and stuff about you know, him getting Beskar and being like another Mandalorian Jedi and stuff, and he's rocking the Beskar. But yeah, I'm curious if people think that could happen.
I'm sorry, did I just hear that theory correctly from the other room?
That Grogu and Anakin are twins, both born by the Force in the belly of Shmi Skywalker. And then Grogu was sold to Watto at birth because she was so scared and frightened of what Anakin would think. Yes, that's exactly what you heard. And 95% of the people in the chat agree with that theory.
Tell me you did not make a poll.
Dave Filoni popped in and he confirmed that theory, but he said to keep it hush hush, and so no one's allowed to talk about it outside of the chat. Yeah, all of that came from holding these two up and wondering if they'd ever wondering if they had ever met before. But
yeah, I not even 10 seconds after I have exited to go and get a drink, do I hear Shmi Skywalker birthed Grogu. I leave you for 10 seconds.
That theory tracks so hard. Scott's on board. That theory tracks so hard. Thank you, Scott. Tom, thank you, Tom. I agree with Tom. Tom's agrees with me. See, we're all good. We're all good. Josh, as usual, does not agree with me. But that's nothing new.
I don't know. I say we change the subject. I don't know if I want to do any more predictions, though. I don't, because I just feel like a part of me I want to go into this open-minded and with a clear head. Not with any expectations. Like, I'm even trying to lower my expectation that the finale is going to be like an hour and a half. But the only reason I feel like fueled in that is because that's what so many people are talking about on Twitter. Like, if you go on Star Wars Twitter, so many people are like equally like angsty to hear like, oh, just tell us it's like an hour and a half runtime.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I think it's going to be over an hour. I think that, yeah, I think it'll be over an hour.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I think it'll be over an hour.
Bring back gaming with Cat. I know. After Kenobi, we're gonna have a lull where we're not gonna get more content till Andor, but that's gonna be soon, right? That's like end of August. So really, we just have the month of July and first, 3/4 of August to get through.
No, Juan, Shmi never hooks up with Yoda. Grogu's born and conceived by the Force, like Anakin. There's no Shmi and Yoda hookup.
We're gonna get demonetized from this discussion. I'm gonna get a notification that says you can't fully monetize this video. Why? Because certain advertisers think that some of the content is not eligible.
If you think advertisers are watching over an hour into the show, no chance. No chance. It's not even that bad. We're just theorizing. It's all theory. It's all theory. What do you guys think about, is Grogu actually Yoda and Yaddle's son? Is that why there's all these theories about that's why she left the Jedi Order because of Grogu and to protect Grogu and to raise Grogu and all this stuff. But if it's true, then why would Grogu stay in the Jedi Temple? Like, why would he still be there?
I gotta change the subject. Joshua, thank you. I still want to see Dexter. Yes! But I'm having my doubts. I know at this point I don't think we're gonna see him. My guess is he's dead.
So that was a legitimate.
I'm
question.
not giving into this
conversation
conversation anymore.
All right, fine. Don't leave me alone then with the audience.
Yeah, half the time bad things happen when I leave you to hold down the fort. Y'all were y'all there for? It was actually, I think, the stream that we broke 25K. It might have been a different stream. I don't know. It was one of the gaming streams when we were playing Force Unleashed. I was finishing my Chipotle or Taco Bell. I let Tom start the stream for me so that we could start on time, and he played around for a little bit. Oh no, we were playing Battlefront. Never mind. We were doing Battlefront together. I lied.
Yeah, I think it was Battlefront stream.
We were playing Battlefront together. Tom played for a little bit, and he dropped like 4 F-bombs.
No. I dropped some other things, but the last one was 1. It was not 4 F-bombs.
You dropped 4 other things, though.
So, yeah, but it was way less than an F-bomb. So, anyway, let's not talk about that. Because that is
just an example. That was my first lesson that I should have learned from.
Yeah, Jason, this is a good point. Men's Health Mag just released an article a few hours ago saying Ewan and Hayden want another season. Anyone else down for that besides me? Yeah, I mean, I think we're both, like, Kat and I are both up for it. It depends how the story goes. Obviously seeing more of Ewan and Hayden in these roles is hopefully just a win all around. But I think right now, until we see how the finale ends, it's more, it seems like they would be forcing it from a story perspective. But if they have a good story and based on how the show ends, if they could lead into a second season, then why not?
David, thank you so much. Sorry. I've been a fan since you almost puked during the Kenobi trailer video, so here's hoping you girl during the finale. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be nervous as heck just logging in to see what the thumbnail and the runtime is. I had a little mini breakdown last time when I saw Vader in the thumbnail, so who knows? Oh my god, I literally just, I can't. Oh, I keep like forgetting that it's happening and then remembering. Bring on Mace Windu. Oh my god. Hey Kat, guess what? When you mentioned July, I realized that's when I found your channel. In July, that was the first time I saw one of your videos or one of your lives. It's been a fun time, so thanks for being amazing. Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Happy almost 1-year anniversary that we've had you in this community, simply everything. And you know what's funny? I like can't even remember like a time without you. Like you're such a big part of our community, and I'm so happy that you're here. You're such a positive positive soul on our corner of YouTube here. I can't believe it's almost been a year. Let's go. We are pretty positive here, says Sean. Heck yes. Ew.
I'm sorry for.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm just hiding this. How do I'm sorry. I want Kenobi and Andor. Yeah, that thought didn't cross my mind, but people are saying this. I feel like they should explain how he's running around the Death Star in A New Hope like he knows the place.
What, Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I didn't even think that was a possibility, but apparently people think that it could happen, that he could show up in Andor. I heard Theory say it. Jared, what's up?
I don't know. What's up, Jared? I don't know.
I need to go get my beauty sleep because I'm on the East Coast, but I look forward to your reaction video tomorrow after I watch. Enjoy. Yes, for those of you who can't watch tonight, I hope that you're able to just wake up and watch it first thing in the AM. Not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get a Cal Kestis cameo since it technically takes place around the same time as Fallen Order. I think Cal Kestis is worthy of his own show, though. Like, just give that man a series already. I mean, maybe they feel like it would be repetitive because the campaigns of the game, at least the first one, is definitely a really thought out, thorough story. So I can imagine someone being like, well, this has already been done. Why would we try to make a season out of stuff when we already milked what we can? I don't know. But Cal's such a great character. I feel like he's worth more than just a cameo. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I need, for some reason, my lower back. Oh, probably because I guess that's what happens when you. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Never mind.
Yeah.
Alright, long story short, I watched the Peaky Blinders finale last night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. See, that's a finale. See, this is why I'm spoiled. Or I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but not to ruin it, but the runtime of that finale. It was the series finale. And it was over an hour.
No.
Over an hour. It was like significantly over an hour, not just like, oh, an hour and 5 minutes. I was like, this is how you do it. Like, so I was up late, so I just fell asleep on the couch last night. So now I'm like, why does my back hurt? And that's probably why. I'm like, oh, my lumbar, my lower back. Yo, F's in the chat, though, if you are a fellow Peaky Blinder, and if you're sad that it's over. But we're allegedly getting a movie, which would be nice. Oh, I still haven't watched this latest season of Peaky Blinders. Alice, you have to. It was beautiful. It was absolutely so perfectly done. Check out Jurassic World Dominion. See, I'm hearing mixed reviews about that. Here's the thing, I have not even seen the original Jurassic World films. I've told you guys, my mom...
Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park. See, exactly. Goes to show that I don't even know. My mom told me that they were scary movies when I was younger, and I've never watched them. So I definitely need to watch those. I'm gonna be in my gaming chair tonight, like, watching the finale, like my back is... I'm gonna have, like, 5 pillows for support. I feel like... It's this couch. Cat, you need to watch Simply Art. She's amazing. Link the channel if it's a YouTube channel that you're referring to. And I definitely will. Eternals is a prime example of how reviews don't mean nothing. Explain, Kip Fisto. Because I really liked Eternals. But it didn't do so well amongst the audiences, right? Is that what we're referring to? Like, it's a good movie, but people roasted it because they thought it was woke or something. What was the argument? It's the same argument all the time these days anymore. Oh, it's too woke. But why? Why did they think it was woke?
Oh, I don't even remember it. Did I even watch it?
You don't remember because we had to watch it over the course of 3 days because you fell asleep. Yes. No, I thought Eternals was a really great, like, change of pace from usual Marvel stuff. Cool characters, an interesting premise, good twists. I really liked it. Next members only stream, watch Jurassic Park.
It's a good idea.
Maybe, but I want to keep watching the Alien movies. Did somebody say there's an Alien video game? Because I had this idea, guys, because we did our Alien watch party, and I was like, this is gonna be funny to watch, but like if I had a full-blown like reaction and I had clips from the movie that you could see and watch as a reaction, like it would be funny because I was so easily scared and I was like so freaked out. So that had me thinking like we should maybe around Halloween I'll like challenge myself because it could be so funny to have like a reaction video series where I watch like some of the scariest movies like ever made that I've never seen. Like I've never seen like The Exorcist, or there's definitely other ones that I'm missing that I've not seen. So yes, anyway, Alien Isolation. So that is a video game. Yes, somebody mentioned the game and I was like, that could be funny as well, like hysterical content of me trying to play like a scary video game for once.
That could be very funny, especially if it's in VR.
Ah.
Yeah, because you can stream VR.
Alien Isolation is the name of the video game. There are several Alien video games. Most are pretty darn good. Oh, tempting. The Shining I have seen. The Shining is one of my favorite movies because it's not that scary. It's just a psychological. It's way more about the actor's performance.
And who would have known that Danny grows up to be Obi-Wan? It's pretty cool. True. Danny grows up to be Obi-Wan.
It's true.
Everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle. I was gonna say something. Oh, allegedly, you can fight Vader in Fortnite. Has anyone played Fortnite today? Fought Vader. Allegedly, that happened. But
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking that we could end at 10:30 so that we can go play some Fortnite to try to stay awake. Because the longer I sit here, the longer I'm gonna be just like toiling over all of my predictions. Liam Corey, what's up? It's good to see you. Isolation is scary AF. Oh god. See, but that would be funny though, because you guys know I'm bad enough at video games. It would be hysterical. I would do it for your guys' sake, for the entertainment that you would get out of it, like me trying to play a scary video game. You'll need to brace yourself for Alien Isolation, Cat. You're probably gonna be dying a lot. What's new? Like I always do.
Yeah, Star Wars Frenzy. Don't dog on Fortnite. Heavily underrated.
We've only gotten back into playing it because we need to just get the Darth Vader skin, and that's it.
Yeah, been on a grind. On a grind this season to get that Vader skin.
Yeah. If she thinks evil Ewok is scary, let's say goodbye to Cat in Alien Isolation. Yeah. No, I might just be all talk, like, because I told you guys we watched Alien in a members only stream, and like for the following maybe 3 nights, I was like turning out the lights and then running out of the room because I was so scared to be alone in a dark room. Ooh, Zech makes a good point. Play Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out in December. That could be really fun. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I definitely want to get back into gaming streams, but I'm just like, I don't want to freaking do Arkham Knight anymore. I'm not gonna lie. Last night I rewatched some of our footage from that. I don't understand how you guys are like still here after some of the atrocious gameplay. Like, I just can't. I'm still surprised Warner Brothers hasn't taken those videos down yet and come for me for being horrible marketing.
for committing genocide on the citizens of Gotham. No.
I hope Gotham paid their taxes because they're gonna need.
Yeah.
They're gonna need that public money.
If not, they gotta at least do a make a new budget to take all the funds and put it into public works. Infrastructure.
Yeah. Hey, once I finally got the hang of it,
You did.
I wasn't that bad.
You did. You did get better at it. Once you stopped moving the camera around.
Yeah. Remember when I went into first person?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, the next gaming thing, we have to finish Lego Star Wars. We still have got Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker left. And we gotta finish those out.
I know someone who worked on Hogwarts Legacy. That is so cool. Nice. Cannot wait for the game. Yeah, TMoney, you must definitely be excited. The thing you'll need to know about Alien Isolation is that the alien AI learns from you each encounter, your distractions, hiding spots, and will set its own ambushes for you. You're kidding me. Alright, maybe I shouldn't try to play. But it would be so funny. Wouldn't that be hysterical? Like when you guys play, you and Tyler played. Did you end up putting that on McBots? The Forest game?
There's some Forest gameplay, yeah. There's the Forest. Has anyone else played the Forest? That's a game. That's a game.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. There's at least some funny like Instagram videos or TikToks or something that I made for that. But
you definitely did.
But yeah.
No, because I couldn't even handle watching you guys play that one because I was so terrified.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw the creatures, even just playing The Last of Us, honestly. Yeah. I'd say that's like the scariest game I've ever played. Other than like
it's pretty
Call
intense.
of Duty.
Yeah.
But no, The Last of Us, I definitely was screaming like out of fear during a lot of that. Joshua, thank you so much again. Kat, your gaming videos are still up because they don't help other people. Meaning no one's coming to my channel to see how do you solve this level on Arkham Knight. That's a really good point. Someone's doing burnouts outside.
Yeah, doing some donuts in the street or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bent space time. Yeah, remember that time I like sent the Batmobile into the multiverse in Arkham? We like broke the game.
Yeah. Josh, you have been extremely generous tonight, sir. So thank you very much. That's very, very generous.
Joshua is a savage. I'm the first to admit, nobody comes to my gaming streams to learn how to play games or like to see good
I certainly hope not.
Content. They come to like, I always say, come watch the gaming streams if you want to feel better about yourself. Like if you want to feel like you're a professional gamer, all you got to do is come watch 5 minutes of my gaming content and you will feel real good about your skills no matter what skill level you are at. Something is happening outside. Oh, as always.
Yeah.
Now I'm just getting antsy. We're 2 hours out.
Yep.
2 hours.
T-minus 2 horas.
Cat's still better than me? I find that really hard to believe. Cat, you sent the Batmobile into the dead zone. For real, we transcended reality for a little bit in that Batmobile. I can hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people are literally like outside doing burnouts or something.
Yeah, it is Tokyo Drift outside.
Alright, sunshines, I gotta leave. Love ya.
Later, Alice.
I've got a team meeting. Enjoy. See you after the episode. Yes, I should note, I think we are going live on Evil Ewok afterwards, no matter what happens. Last week, we made an agreement. We were like, all right, we will text each other after the episode, and we'll see if we want to go live and talk about it. if like anyone's disappointed, then we won't do it. But for the finale, we're going live regardless, because of course it's the finale and we have to. So yeah, so we will probably it'll be a late one, perhaps, on Evil Ewok this evening. But yes, see you later, Alice. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
Through the map you went. Yeah, we broke the game.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, remember I like launched myself off the roof in the Batmobile and then like glitched out.
Yeah, I remember.
Philly is bad with street racing and quads and dirt bikes. Yeah, you're not wrong. I did go to school there for 4 years, and that was definitely like you could hear them coming down Broad Street. And you'd be like, oh, don't go crossing the street for the next 5 minutes.
Later, Zach. Enjoy the episodes.
Good to see you. Enjoy. Go watch episode 4 and 5. Have a good time. We'll see you after. We'll see you on the other side. Oh, my back. What are you thinking?
We've strayed from Kenobi talk.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm nervous. Now I'm getting nervous. What do you want to say? What you want to say? Say what you want to say.
I feel like there's something's going to happen that we haven't talked about and no one in the chat has brought up yet. I feel like something's going to happen. They wouldn't bring out all the stops. If Anakin and Obi-Wan flashback, them fighting, was the big thing, they wouldn't have shown it in episode 5. I think that we're in for some unforeseen surprises. Qui-Gon appearing doesn't fall under unforeseen surprise because they've foreshadowed it. So Qui-Gon, I think, is a given. But I think there's even something else. Like Vader and Obi-Wan fighting again is basically a given. But I think there's something else that no one's really thought of yet that's going to happen. And there's been interviews, or an interview, where Ewan and Hayden both said that the finale was both of their favorite episodes. Like, they both were like, yeah, we like all of them, but the finale is really, really something special. So I think we're in for some.
It sounds like you have an idea.
I don't have an idea.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
You've been hyping this up as if you're like, nobody said this, but
no,
I think XYZ is gonna happen.
I don't. I have some ideas of what could happen. That could be pretty cool. Like if they fight and Obi-Wan starts playing the Padme card, then yeah, could we see Natalie Portman? That would be something that could be pretty unexpected of everybody. But are we going to see Natalie Portman? I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bank on it.
Absolutely not. I'd bet against it.
But especially because Hayden did say in an interview that, like, oh, who would you like from the prequels? Would you like to act with again? And he said, oh, doing scenes with Ian would be great. Doing scenes again, Natalie would be awesome. So if he had done scenes with either of them in the show, I would think that he would have not said that in their interview. However, those are also like the two most obvious choices of who we could have picked from the prequels. So, but yeah, I think that's something that could justifiably make sense. And Obi-Wan's referenced Leia's mother a handful of times.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's referenced Qui-Gon a handful of times. So if they both show up, theoretically they foreshadowed them both, and it makes sense from a story perspective.
One controversial opinion. I don't think we'll see Qui-Gon, mainly because it isn't it canon that he didn't fully complete learning how to use Force Ghost. Yes, he is not able to manifest himself physically, like in ghost form, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't hear from him. Yes, we might hear him, but we might not get Liam Neeson. No, and even if we just hear him, like, that's all I want. I thought you were saying, Juan, like, you don't think we're going to see or get him at all. And I was like, that's a bold statement.
Yep.
Because that would be extremely, really them, like, for them to bait us like that. And then completely exclude Qui-Gon. I'm just curious what the context is going to be. Maybe Obi-Wan's going to, like, have a little bit of a panic attack, like, breakdown, knowing he's got to face Vader again. Because I imagine he does not want to. I imagine at all costs he's trying to avoid him. He definitely does not want to. Like, if he had the chance, I think he would like to see Vader again in an effort to try to convince him to rejoin the light, or try to talk some sense into him, or just, like, hash out a little bit more than they did in episode 3. But I don't think he's going out of his way to do any of that. Like, he does not seem like he's in a place where he wants to just actively try to confront Vader again. I think he's trying to avoid him, like, at all costs. And that if the time came, he would try to, like, turn Vader. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily want to. He's in an extremely scary position. Because I was trying to, like, think about this. Like, picture your best friend, or even your own, like, actual, like, brother or sister or sibling. And imagine how close you are with them, and then you have a terrible falling out. You presume them to be dead. The last interaction you had with them, they were trying to kill you. Then you learn that they're alive. That sheer terror alone, knowing that they are living and targeting you, is one thing. But then to see them again and have them actively try to light you on fire, I wouldn't want to go back. Yeah. I would be scared out of my mind. I would not want to go back. So, not to say Kenobi is not brave, or that he's a coward. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I am just saying I think he's right now he's still trying to get Leia back to Alderaan. Like, he's he's worried about all these people's safety. They're out in hyperspace right now. No, they're not in hyperspace, because their hyperdrive is down. So they're out in regular space right now, just floating around for dear life.
Regular space.
They are just running on fumes, it appears, with no hyperdrive. You know, I think I don't know. I can picture that he's, like, trying to avoid a fight at all. I don't know. If it came down to it, he would certainly... How did I even get on this subject? Qui-Gon!
Yeah.
Yes! Yeah. He's gonna have a panic attack and a breakdown, because... Yeah. Time's gonna come where he is gonna have to confront Vader again. He's gonna be so... I don't care. Heroes should be vulnerable. Heroes shouldn't be afraid to be scared, like, because think of all of the mental anguish that he's endured just within the span of 48 hours in the time frame of the show. I won't be surprised or shocked or upset or tainted at all if he's the slightest bit afraid and has a breakdown, and that's when Qui-Gon taps in and finally dials him up and says, "You can do this."
Yeah.
What would he even say? He's gonna call Qui-Gon out and be like, "Yo, bro, you told me to train this guy. Also, Reeva just got stabbed in the chest. How come she survived and you didn't?"
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. He's definitely going to have questions for Qui-Gon. He's going to be like, well, first off, where were you? Now you finally show up in my hour of need. Secondly, what the heck? You set us all up. And I would love... This could actually be incredible material. Hearing what Qui-Gon has to say. Like, he did balance the Force. Prophecy wasn't wrong. He, balanced the... Because it was predominantly, like, Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. So your points have spawned a few thoughts in my head. One question that I've always had forever is when Yoda on the Tantive 4 at the end of Revenge of the Sith, when it's Yoda and Obi-Wan and Bail, and Yoda's telling Obi-Wan, "Training I have for you, how to commune with him I will teach you." What does that training look like? If Yoda's on Dagobah, Obi-Wan's on Tatooine, Qui-Gon is in the Cosmic Force, what does that training look like? Do Yoda and Obi-Wan communicate through the Force while they're still alive? Does Yoda have Obi-Wan on speed dial with a hologram like Bail does? Is that how they do the training? And then thinking about that, has that training happened before this show? Has Obi-Wan, like, has Yoda left Obi-Wan hanging for 10 years on the training? Or for some reason has Qui-Gon gone silent during this show? I would find it hard to believe that Qui-Gon has gone silent. But I'm trying to figure out why Yoda wouldn't have trained him for 10 years. Is it because Obi-Wan cut himself off from the Force? Like, you kind of see that in the show where he's like, you know, he has to figure out how to use the Force again and everything, and he hid himself from the Force to protect Luke or to hide his presence on Tatooine, you know, what have you. But I wonder if it could be like a Last Jedi parallel where Obi-Wan now has reconnected with the Force after 10 years, and now Yoda can commune with him and they can begin the training. And I wonder if there's actually going to be a significant time jump in the finale. If Leia gets sent home, Obi-Wan goes back to Tatooine, confirms that Luke is in no real danger, Reeva dies at someone's hand, and then, now that he's reconnected with the Force, we see the transformation into Ben Kenobi. And now he's reconnected with the Force. Yoda can commune with him. The training can begin. Then we get all these initial conversations with Qui-Gon saying, did you train the boy? What happened? All these things. And then, after some amount of time, Obi-Wan is convinced by Qui-Gon and Yoda that now he has to go fight Vader. What that time jump would be, I have no idea. Maybe it wouldn't be a huge time jump. Maybe it would just be a couple weeks, like Luke in The Empire Strikes Back. Or, you know? What do you think about that? Is that too ambitious?
I think the situation right now is too dire that they would do a time jump of any kind. They're literally floating in regular space and the Empire's right behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think Obi-Wan's going to fight them in regular space.
I don't
Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to spawn another ship out of nowhere, and then Obi-Wan's going to go on that ship, and then this ship's going to go away? And then Vader's going to hunt down the ship that Obi-Wan's on, and then they're going to fight on the ship?
I don't know. This is why I'm trying to... Kit Fisto said it perfectly. They said, go into it with a clear mind, and you will not be disappointed. Yeah. So now I'm just trying to clear my head and not predict anything. Yeah. I'm trying to just not think of anything. I'm just going to let whatever happens, happens. I'm done trying to make predictions. Because I made so many predictions, especially when it comes to Qui-Gon for part 4. Yeah. And obviously that none of that happened. And part 4 was a perfectly good episode, but I was just initially salty because I was like, oh, nothing that I wanted to happen happened. Yeah. That doesn't mean it was a bad episode, though, but it's hard to get over that when I go in with so many, anticipating so much. That's all I can think about. I'm waiting. I have this checklist in my head of what I want to see. And then when it doesn't happen, my brain is like, oh, that must have been a bad episode. When really it's like, no, it was fine. It was great. I just have too wild of an imagination. I don't know. So I'm just gonna not. I don't know.
Yeah. Nicholas, that's a great point. Like, George Lucas set this training up, this Force Ghost school training from across planets and from across the living and the dead. So obviously we have a natural curiosity to try and figure out what that is, and we want to see what that looks like. And yeah, in the Clone Wars, like Josh was saying, we got the arc where with the Wills and Yoda went and fought his dark side self and all these things. But like, what does that look like for Obi-Wan? Because Yoda, like, Qui-Gon led Yoda to complete the training. So Yoda is the first one who learns how to do it and return in physical form. But then how does Yoda instruct Obi-Wan on how to do that? Is season 2 going to be Obi-Wan doing that training? There's not really much of a conflict there. Unless Obi-Wan fights his dark side self, but that's nowhere near as like impactful as a conflict, I think, is what we're getting in this.
No, if
season.
anything, I think Yoda gave Kenobi the tools and knowledge he needed to try to commune with Qui-Gon. He wouldn't have left him hanging. I think Yoda told Kenobi everything he potentially needed to know. But I just think it's more he's gone 10 years without hearing or connecting to Qui-Gon because it's Qui-Gon who's been silent. Like I feel like that's more believable for me than Yoda wouldn't have. How's he gonna train? He's on Dagobah. He wants to just.
Yoda says how to commune with him. I will teach you. Meaning Yoda's gonna instruct Obi-Wan.
Yes.
But we know that Yoda is on Dagobah. And Dagobah is extremely strong with the Force, and we see Yoda force project in Rebels, like he talks to Ahsoka in the cave. He can force project himself while he's alive, so is it the same thing that Luke does? I don't know, but maybe Yoda is very easy for him to do because he's literally the most powerful Jedi of all time. So does Yoda just force project to Obi-Wan and train him that way? And he's a Force ghost while he's still alive? I mean, that kind of, I guess, is what happens in Rebels. Because he's not in that cave that Ahsoka can see, right?
I don't know.
Or Ezra. Doesn't Yoda appear to Ezra too?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's like sitting on a branch or something.
Yeah. So, like, I think that I feel like we have to see that. You know?
I don't know. This is why I'm just gonna might end it soon because we're getting too much into prediction territory.
Yeah. But let's talk about the like you were saying, there's absolutely zero time jump. It picks up immediately where it left off.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
They're floating in space. They foreshadow. They're floating in space. They don't have a hyperdrive, and they're coming behind us. So what if it is the Empire intercepts with a tractor beam or whatever the ship, and then Obi-Wan says, "Let them go and take me prisoner." And then Obi-Wan goes on board the ship, and then he's captive and mentally plays mind games with Vader and triggers him. And then Vader rages, and then the fight breaks out on the ship. And then Obi-Wan jettisons from the ship in an escape pod or fakes his death or whoever. And then after that, he goes back to Tatooine, deals with Reeva on Tatooine and Owen, and that wraps up, and then that's the end of the show.
That might very well be how it goes, but I don't... You're doing exactly what I said we need to stop doing, which is making predictions. I am going in... That is believable, though, with the current situation at hand. They set it up as to suggest they're out in space, no escape, Empire's on their tail.
No.
There's nothing they can necessarily do. And I'd rather it not be like Last Jedi Part 2, where it's just back and forth on the ships chasing each other.
Yeah, I hope it's just not in space. I hope the fight isn't in space.
I think Kenobi's gonna just be like... We just narrowly escaped. They're gonna keep pursuing us. If I'm amongst you, let me board the ship and you guys leave, or like drop me off somewhere, just go, get out of here. I don't know. Ooh, a post-credit scene where he starts training by a fire like Fallen Order could be cool. Yeah, I'm curious if there will be a post-credit scene. I'm trying not to get my hopes up on that either. But it seems to be, I think they've seen that people expect them now. After they finally did it, after they did it with Book of Boba Fett. I mean, they've only done it twice.
Well, the one for Mando Season 2 teasing Book of Boba Fett was great.
Yeah.
But the Book of Boba Fett one was incredibly anticlimactic.
Well, because that's not announcing a whole new show. When you announce a whole new show, that's way
true,
more hype.
Yeah, that's true. Josh, the space whales, the Purgle. Maybe the Purgle roll up and save him.
Ezra's riding one?
Yeah, Ezra's riding the Purgle before he even knows how to use the Force.
He's also only like what?
Yeah.
He's younger than... He's 6. He would be like 6 or 5.
He'd be pretty young.
I feel like...
There's one other thing. I have a poll.
All right, final poll.
I have a poll. And goes off of the conversation we've kind of been having.
Okay. Final poll.
Yeah. We got a poll. I feel like I already know how this one's going to go. But I feel like it would make sense. I think it would make total sense if it happens. And I think it could be a surprise that would be very...
I'm curious about this too.
Yeah, would be very, very cool.
I would not be like, that was so out of place if this happens.
Yeah, and no one's really talked about it.
I would be happy if this happens.
Very curious. Very curious what the chat is thinking. The late hours of the evening in regards to this. I feel like no one has talked about this. The obvious is Qui-Gon.
No, because I don't.
The obvious is Qui-Gon.
I've thought it, but I don't want to speak it and get my hopes up because it probably isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa,
All right. So
okay.
I am, after 9 votes, kind of... I'm glad that everybody has this confidence because that means they've laid enough seeds to make it totally believable that he would show up.
Bro, no way it happened.
Bro. Bully.
I sure hope Yoda shows up. I would certainly like him to.
Yeah. I think we would all like him to, but does he actually is the question. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what if he doesn't, is it going to be the end of the world? No. If Qui-Gon doesn't, is it going to be the end of the world? Maybe, because they heavily teased it in the first 3 episodes.
No, ever since we learned that there was a Kenobi show, the prospect of Qui-Gon Jinn showing back up, and not necessarily even physically showing up, but at least spiritually / through his voice / Liam Neeson / any sort of tribute to him, that is the only thing I have wanted from this show. Obviously, aside from the inherent deep dive into Kenobi and Anakin's turmoil that they've been experiencing. But if there's no Qui-Gon, that's inexcusable for me. Either Qui-Gon or Yoda. I don't think we'll get both.
Yeah, Nicholas, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like in Rebels, Yoda can do some kind of force projection, force ghosting while alive type stuff with Ahsoka and Ezra and Rebels. So... And in Revenge of the Sith, he talks about how he needs to train Obi-Wan, but we know he goes to Dagobah. So it's either he leaves Dagobah, goes to Tatooine, and trains Obi-Wan in person. He has a hologram like Bail Organa does, and he has Obi-Wan on speed dial, and they can just hologram chat. But that's risky if the signals get intercepted and things, which is why Bail never used it. And he's only used it in this moment, 10 years later, when his daughter is kidnapped. Or he does the force projection thing like we see him do in Rebels. And that makes sense because that's ultimately what the training is about. How to become one with the living force and become immortal. And so if you know how to do that, who says you can't do it while you're still alive? Which is, I mean, basically, in a nutshell, what Luke is doing in The Last Jedi, except he's not blue. So maybe you're only blue when you die, which, like in Rebels, Yoda's not blue. So maybe the blue is what distincts a living Jedi Force Ghost from a dead Jedi Force Ghost. If they're still alive, they're not blue. But if they're dead, then they're blue.
We will see Qui-Gon's Force Ghost culminate at the end of the episode in Obi-Wan's cave. I'm calling it now. I certainly hope you're right. I would certainly like for that to be the case. I will be crying. I will cry. Well, it seems like most people are still in agreement. Potentially Yoda showing up.
2/3 yes, 1/3 no. Only 25 votes, though. We got 61 in the chat.
Come on, y'all.
25 votes. This is a bad poll. You guys don't like this poll?
No, you're just doing exactly what I've said I don't want to be doing, which is getting hopes up.
And commit to a side because then you're setting expectations. But I don't know. I think they've steadily built this show up plot wise, and it's gotten better and better and more emotional and deeper and more layers, and it's all culminating. It's been a steady. It's all culminating to something, and I really find it hard to believe that it's gonna it's gonna drop off, and it's gonna be disappointing. The foundations are there for Qui-Gon, they're there for Yoda, they're there for even Padme, what I think is more of a stretch, but it's there. It would make sense.
It's funny.
And we're gonna see these two battle it out again.
Everything you just said is exactly the type of stuff I was spitting out in anticipation of The Rise of Skywalker. I was like,
Okay.
I want to see Qui-Gon, I want to see Yoda, I want to hear someone mention Padme. I was like...
that in that case, it still would have made sense, and we still got their voices, but there's no direct ties to
The
Rey or Ben
protagonist,
Solo, other than, Anakin is Ben Solo's grandfather. But in this case, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Qui-Gon, and Padme, Obi-Wan, Anakin are literally the prequel to this show is Revenge of the Sith. And they're all central characters and all tied together. So it totally makes way more sense for those things to be fulfilled here rather than The Rise of Skywalker. Even though, not getting Anakin's Force Ghost in The Rise of Skywalker is forever going to be a tough pill to swallow. But at least we got his voice.
Poll ended with a solid 30 votes. Even split, 60-40. I have extremely high hopes in Deborah Chow. I do as well. And based on what everyone has been saying, the cast and showrunners, in regards to this finale, I'm going in very optimistic, but we might call it here. Might go play some Fortnite. I kind of have to just stop thinking about it and just wait for midnight to sneak up on us, because I'm still mostly anxious about the runtime. If I log in and I see 38 minutes, I might be
just cancel Disney Plus right
salty. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining us. This was really, really fun. Dork Discourse will still continue after Kenobi. I think we want to get back, because we didn't do it regularly for a while, and we definitely will keep it going as a weekly thing. Post Kenobi next week, maybe we'll talk about the finale, or maybe we'll do a stream sooner in the week to share our thoughts. But yeah, we'll see you guys. I hope everyone enjoys it. Thank you guys for staying up with us and helping us stay awake. As we count down, we got T-minus 1 hour, 35 minutes. We can do it, guys. And then it's over. That's what I'm most upset about. This has gone by so quickly. But at the same time, I'm so looking forward to being able to just watch them all consecutively the way it was intended. I just want to spend one day just this weekend just watching all 6 episodes in a row. Thank you for having us. And yes, Charlie, Hayden, and Ewan could wait no matter if it's good or bad. Yep. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep. See everybody on the other side. Cherish the moment. It's the finale of the show that we've been waiting for since 2005.
Yep.
And it is upon us. The evening is upon us. We've all been so hyped and juiced up for this show for so long, and the finale is finally here.
On that note, have fun staying awake, everybody. May the Force be with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll see you guys on the other side. Happy finale! Oh my god, I can't. Alright, it was great to see you guys. Have a great night and have fun, no matter what happens. Alrighty, bye friends.
Talk to y'all later.